Welcome back to another Tuesday with us plopping on the sofa. You're at People Up. I'm gonna get this earpiece in 1 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5 seconds in. That's why I like stuff in my ear. Anyway, I am Deshon Gray, and I'm sitting here another Tuesday on the green sofa with all of the good friends. Hi, Barry. We are sitting here on the green sofa. People love other people's problems. We're here every Tuesday. Please make sure that you are going to Facebook and subscribing and liking and doing all those good things. Please hit the bell so that you can get notifications when we post new videos. We'd love to have you on the green sofa, be it today, last week, or next year, whenever you want to listen. I'm sitting here today with the very wonderful, talented, gorgeous KHALILAH Joy.
Hey.
Hi, KHALILAH.
Hi, boo.
Wonderful. And all you friends, I know you're used to seeing Sacha here. She couldn't be here today. She couldn't make it. It's okay. All is well. She'll be here plopping with us next week. And in case all our friends don't know, next week is going to be our last show until the spring.
Okay, I was about to say.
We're going to go and do our little holiday situation, and we'll come back like in March. We'll be right back here on the Accelerated Radio. We'll be back here on Tuesdays, 8 to 10, as we normally are. We're here on Facebook. We're here on Instagram and YouTube. We are also, you'll be able to give us a chat if you want to talk to us tonight. The number, read that number over there and tell them what your number is tonight.
The number tonight is 310-910-9676.
Extension 1. You have to hit the 1 if you want to be able to come through and talk to us online.
Don't forget the 1.
Don't forget the 1.
Don't forget the 1.
Because we are the 1. We're 2, but together we make 1.
That's right.
We also want to can we give a shout out to A+? Hi, A+.
Blessed, highly favored.
You blessed and highly favored tonight?
Yeah.
Every night. You feeling okay?
I'm all right. Things could always be better, but, I'm going to try to be positive today.
Okay. I like
Positivity is good.
Absolutely.
Yes. Today is Human Rights Day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
International Human Rights Day. So I guess humans, we have rights all over the world. It's so funny. It was today's Human Rights Day, but it was so much foolishness going on today.
Oh my goodness. Every day, lately.
Every day. I know. But today's International Human Rights Day, so you have the right to be human. And today's the day to remind you of that. You know what? It'd be glad if other people were reminded of the fact that we have the right to be, that everybody has the right to be human.
Everybody has the right to be human.
Everybody.
That's what Human Rights Day is really about, right? It's understanding that we all have certain rights as human beings should be afforded us no matter what.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. I like that. Very well put.
Thank you.
Very well put. But today our show, the topic is service, and we have been trying for like 3 weeks to talk about service.
Really?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, the first week, which is a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it was my birthday.
Okay. So it was birthday behavior.
Yes.
Okay.
So they surprised me in the studio. Well, a bunch of people came in and surprised me.
Oh.
Wonderful, lovely friends came in and surprised me. It was amazing.
Oh, that's worth it.
So we didn't get to the top. It was worth it. Then
Okay.
last week we got to talking and rambling and talking. We didn't get to talk about our topic. So now we're going to talk about our topic, though. We was like, we promised we're going to talk about it tonight.
Yes.
So tonight we will speak about service. That's okay, friends? But you can also make sure you speak with us or join in the conversation. You can go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, any of the social media platforms. Look up PLOPP Life. I'm also on my Facebook and also on my own Instagram, Deshon Gray. And, KHALILAH don't got nothing up.
I mean, I have posted. It's on there.
Yeah.
I just don't.
But that's
I've
all
never
right.
done a live before.
That's okay. You haven't?
No.
Oh, you gotta break your live chat, girl. You see, we all set up here, girl.
I
and everything. But that's all right, though. But it's plenty of places for them to contact you at.
Oh yes, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, KHALILAH Joy, everywhere. So.
Yes. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Stormy. Oh my God, Stormy. Oh my God, from high school. Stormy! Please DM me, girl. I'll put Messenger on my phone now so you can DM me. I want to start. Oh my God, Stormy. I love her.
That's so cool. Y'all
That
went
is
to high
so
school
cool. Yes.
I love it.
Stormy, it's me. That's so funny.
Like she don't know.
I know. She like, girl, I clicked on it.
Right. Yes. I'm watching you, girl.
I love it. But today we're going to be talking about service and how we're going to be service to each other, to one another, to ourselves. She said hi. So we do want to make sure that we are being join in.
Yeah.
Join in with that.
Tell us about your service activities.
Tell us about your service activities. That would be so very helpful.
Yeah.
You know, it would be so good if we had some service up in here, like some AC service. I'm warm. You warm?
It's a little warm, but I thought it was just me.
No, it ain't just you.
Okay.
I know I ain't flashing right now.
You need a repair service.
Well, we just need to turn it on.
Oh.
It works. I think it's going to come on in a minute.
Okay.
Hopefully. Wink, wink. Look, wink, wink. But anyway, we also want to make sure that we did, like I said, Sacha won't be in today. So, friends, I know you're looking at the screen looking for her. She will not be in today, but she will be here next week. Again, if you weren't aware, next week is going to be our last show for the end of the year, and then we'll come back at the beginning of spring, which will be in March. And we'll be still posting online. We'll be posting on social media videos, and we'll have a little contest. So make sure that you're following at PLOPP Life on all social media platforms so you can be part of the contest and win some prizes. Because we will still be posting and keeping in contact with all of our friends. We call everybody friends that listen.
That's good.
Everybody, keep in contact with you, because you got to keep in contact with your friends.
Absolutely.
So we want to keep in contact with our friends. While we're not going to be able to be seen live, we still will have some videos and stuff that we'll put up. So make sure that you're tuning in. Okay, friends? Okay. Again, we are sitting here with the very wonderful Miss KHALILAH Joy.
Hi.
We're going to be talking to her.
Yes, we are.
Well, she'll be plopping with us all time, but we're going to have a conversation with
segment?
you.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
with you, so the friends can be more acquainted with who you are.
All right.
Y'all better know it. Anywho, we also want to make sure we're giving our shout out and our love and our gratitude always to Cheesecake de Granger. That's Sacha's company.
Oh.
It's an online. Did you ever have cheesecakes before?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. A Cheesecake de Granger is an online bakery. They deliver cheesecake cupcakes throughout the Los Angeles area. Yeah, and they're delicious.
Cheesecake cupcake.
Yes, girl, like a cheesecake, not like a cupcake, like a cake with frosting. It is a cheesecake.
A cheesecake, but the size of a cupcake.
Honey, the size of a cupcake.
Okay.
There's full size and there's mini. They are delicioso. There's over 65 flavors.
Oh my gosh.
She's always coming up with flavors. I didn't know there was 65 flavors of cheesecake that you can even make.
Right.
That's very inventive.
Yeah.
That's a service.
That's incredibly. Oh, absolutely.
That's a service.
That's using your gift as service.
That's your gift. Using your gift as service. Mm-hmm. Come on, that's the point. I love her. She's smart, beautiful and smart. What can you do? But yes, over 65 flavors. You can hit them up at Cheesecake de Granger. That's www.cheesecakedegranger.com. And right now it's the holiday time, so you can get eggnog, you can get pumpkin spice, and you can also get, what's the other one? Sweet potato.
Sweet potato, of course, gotta be.
Along with the other 65 flavors. But yeah, make sure you tell them Plop Life sent you over there. Make sure you all do that. We also too want to take this time to give some of our condolences to some of the people who have transitioned on. One of them is the very young Juice WRLD was his name?
Yes. Mm-hmm,
I didn't never know who he was. He was a rapper. 21
he had that
years
song,
old.
Lucid Dreams, I believe, was his big hit.
It was?
Lucid Dreams, yeah.
I don't never heard that one.
I have these lucid dreams, son, I can't hear.
Okay.
I can't sing.
Okay. Right.
But
you can sing. That sounds good.
He talked about dying at a very young age.
Really?
In music, he did.
They were saying at first he had a seizure, but I don't know if they took that back and said it was something else.
Well, that's what I heard. He was walking through the airport and had a seizure.
Really?
And he was alive when they took him in the ambulance, but by the time he got to the hospital, I believe he passed away at the hospital.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So we want to send our love and our good energy to the family of Juice WRLD. Also to a gentleman, Carol Spinney.
Yes.
85 years old. He was a puppeteer. He was Big Bird.
He was Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch.
Yes.
He has an amazing documentary. I watched it years ago on Netflix.
Okay.
About his career as Big Bird. and how he, because he was the original Big Bird.
Yes.
He was in that costume.
He was in the costume.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was actually in that costume. That is, and it was like 8 feet tall, 8 foot tall. And I was reading something about how they had to put like monitors inside the costume and all kind of stuff. It was very intricate.
Because his head wasn't in Big Bird's head. His head was in like Big Bird's chest.
Right.
And so then he had monitors and stuff so he could see, and he could still operate the mouth and head from down there.
Talent.
Yeah, it was
using
amazing.
his gift as service.
Using his gift as service.
Because let me tell you something about Sesame Street. 123 Sesame Street was the address.
Hello.
I loved some Sesame Street. I still do. Very educational and fun, entertaining. I would sit there glued to the.
Yes.
I love Sesame Street. I did.
Kids were learning and enjoying it at the same time. It was beautiful.
Yeah, but yeah, he did, and he I didn't realize that he also did Sesame Street from 1969 to 2000. He just retired in 2018.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I thought he retired a while ago.
That man did that job.
He sure did.
And 1969 is when they started.
God
so he was
bless
there from the
him. Yes.
Yeah. God bless him. But he did pass away.
Also,
I don't want to say this man's name wrong. I think it's Rene Auberjonois. He was in Benson.
Okay.
He was in Boston Legal. He was in Deep Space Nine, the Star Trek television show.
TV show.
Yeah. Oh, I did, girl. But he passed away. He had metastatic lung cancer.
Oh God.
Cancer. 79 years old. Yeah. So. Again,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Also to Marie Fredrickson. She was the lead singer of Roxette. That's what we were playing at the beginning of the show. If you all want to listen to Roxette, we played a couple of songs from there. Must Have Been Love. She was the lead singer of the group Roxette. She also had cancer.
Ugh.
She was diagnosed with a brain tumor. She had been fighting cancer, I think, for like 16 or 17 years.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, so, now at least she can rest.
17 years. She had a brain tumor. They diagnosed her like in 2012. She had a brain tumor. But yeah, she cancer. Jesus, so many I know.
Worse.
Also, Peter Freitas. Peter Freitas is not this big, fabulous celebrity that people. Well, not in the sense of that people would know him right offhand, but he was 34 years old. He was diagnosed in 2012 with ALS. He was the one who started that ice bucket challenge. He actually had ALS.
Okay.
And he started that. He made that go viral, and he raised millions of dollars in awareness from that.
Yes, he did.
He was diagnosed when he was 27 years old. He just passed away.
Oh my God, so
at 34.
young. 34.
Yeah, 34 years old.
Wow.
Let me see what Jacob said. Yeah, I know. That's what Jacob said. The lead singer, Roxette, passed away. That's what we were just talking about, Jacob. Yeah, she did. And so, yeah, he did. Also, too, a gentleman by the name of George Atkinson III. He was 27 years old.
The football player.
The football player, yes. He passed away. And this was like a year to the date that his twin passed away.
And both from suicide.
Yes.
Yes, that's so tragic.
Very tragic. And I think that his brother Josh last year, they was finding it very hard to cope with the mother who passed away from Crohn's disease. So check on your strong friends.
Yeah, check on your strong.
Check on your
friends.
Check on your friends. I always say, I got it.
Right.
It's okay. I got it. I'm good. Yeah. Make sure you watch them too.
Yeah.
You know, not like you watching somebody inside of a fish tank or a zoo, but watch them.
Yes.
When you talking to them, pay attention to people's energy and their spirit.
Absolutely.
But the ones who always say they got it together, check on them.
Yes. Everyone is going through something.
Yeah. And this is the reason why we always have taken the time out from the very first show of Plop to be concerned, because we say, call everybody friends. So in order to call everybody friends, you got to be friendly.
Right.
But this is the reason why we've always taken our time out to acknowledge the families, not just talking about, so and so passed away or so and so died, but the families, because death is a continuing. The grieving process has no limit.
Oh, absolutely.
It has no. You can't diagnose a time of when you should start and when you should be done with it.
Right.
Because you just create a new normal, especially when it's something that's sudden.
Yes. And it's a lifelong thing, once, especially someone who's been in your life, your entire life. To then live life without them is something that you are going to have to do forever.
Right.
And so there is no end to grief. Grief changes.
Right.
But it will always be there.
It will always be there. But like our guest last week said, you know, she never ending Nina. Hi, Nina. She said last week, she was talking about how her uncle just passed away. She still came in and did the show. Her uncle had passed away like a few days before she did the show last week with us and sat on the sofa with us. And she said, you know, she began to grieve immediately when her mom told her. But she said, you know, I still knew I had to get up and brush my teeth.
Right, that's right.
You have to live your life. You create a new normal.
Yes.
And so but you know, we don't know how that's going to and how people will deal with that. So we always just want to send our love and our good energy to those out there who are dealing with it, because especially when they're celebrities, they don't die to us because we can always have them.
Right.
All I gotta turn on we can turn on a TV or a DVD or you know.
They're immortalized.
They're immortalized, right?
Yeah.
We can always hear them, turn on some music and hear their voice. But the people who actually know them, that call them family, their presence is not there.
Correct. Yes.
It's a different, very different. So hi Anya, hi Erica. We also wanted to make sure, also too, in New Jersey today, there was a shooting inside of a supermarket. Yeah, I think they said 2 shooters and 6 people died, including a police officer. Yeah, I saw it happening because people were there, and I picked up you look at the people go live, and people was going live, and you can hear it was sounding like Beirut. Earlier today in New Jersey.
I cannot keep up with these mass shootings. Like, it is beyond out of hand.
It's beyond out of hand. What do we do at this point? It's beyond out of hand.
I mean, we should have been doing something in terms of legislation a long time ago.
Well,
but that's a whole other conversation.
We've had that conversation here so many different times. And you know what the thing about it is, when you're dealing with people and their money.
Oh, please. Absolutely.
NRA.
Absolutely.
Girl, they just.
I don't know what the solution is at this point, because there's so many guns already in circulation. You know, so yes, we can impose legislation now, but then what do you do about all of these high-powered assault rifles that are already out there?
Already on the streets.
What do you do?
Yeah. What do you do? And also, too, in New Zealand, there was we know that on White's Island in New Zealand, there was a volcano that erupted.
Oh.
I think on Sunday? Was it yesterday? Sunday. What's today, Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, duh, we plop it. But it was a volcano erupted on White's Island in New Zealand. 6 people have been confirmed dead, and 8 people have been missing or not accounted for.
Now, that's something you don't hear about often.
No.
People passing away from a volcano eruption.
A volcano erupted, yeah.
Wow.
And also too, it was but the authorities say they don't believe there's any more survivors on that island.
They don't believe there's any more survivors?
Yeah, on that island, no.
Wow.
So they haven't found the 8 people who were missing, but they're
presumed.
Probably not going to. But there's a lot of people, I guess, who are maybe have been around it, because there's a lot of people. They said that their burn units are completely full up to capacity. All of the burn units are.
That must have been some eruption.
It must have been some eruption. But they said that girl is still trembling and it might erupt again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They said there's some seismic activity going on, honey. It's still steaming.
Listen, Mother Nature has had it with us.
Girl.
Had it.
They said she may erupt again, but they said a lot of people have been in their burn units. Their bodies have been burned, and also they've had extensive lung damage.
Oh, from all the ash and stuff?
I think so.
Oof.
Yeah. But they said some people's lungs are burned.
Oh.
Yeah, internally.
Inside.
Yeah.
How does that?
Well, I think
can't even
probably the heat from it's a volcano.
How close would you have to be, though?
I don't know if I think the people were on the island. I'm not sure, but they weren't. I don't know, but they were trying to do some investigation because they were trying to say whether or not they should have been there.
Oh.
I don't know, girl.
Oof.
But it's very disheartening. It's kind of scary. But yes, but again, to all those people who are dealing with all of these different people, death and transition, whichever word or term you like to use that makes you feel comfortable.
Right.
Because we don't ever want to offend here at Plop. All the people, loved ones who are dealing with that, we just want to make sure that you know that somebody here is praying and thinking about and sending you good positive energy and light your direction to be able to cope.
That's right. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. But yeah, that's what that was. But also, too, a little bit later on in the show, we have a segment we call Flip and Rotate. Because we're on the virtual sofa.
Yes.
It feels comfortable?
It feels good.
Okay, good. So you sometimes you have to clean your sofa.
Yes.
So we call it Flip and Rotate because we're flipping and rotating the pillows.
Got it.
So you flip them up, find things you may have lost, see some things you didn't know you lost.
Ooh.
And you put them back over, fluff them back out, and you have a new sofa again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that.
You ready for that?
Yeah.
In that particular segment, we will be talking about, we didn't get to this one story either, but we're going to really get to it because it's a you know, something that people should know about. It was about three gentlemen, Alfred Chestnut, Ransom Watkins, and Andrew Stewart. We will talk about George Zimmerman. Child. We will also talk about this gentleman by the name of Peter Jean-Marie and Veronica Hilda Theriault and Zozobini Tunzi. That's Miss Universe, honey.
Miss Universe.
Miss Universe, honey.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? We can talk about her now. Miss Universe.
Miss Universe. Hot dang.
Hot. Did you see how beautiful?
Stunning.
She walked that pageant like
honey,
nobody's business.
Floated. She floated. And that dress was gorgeous. She was so eloquent. I just can't get enough.
I'm talking about just beautiful. They had in case you all don't know, they had the Miss Universe pageant this past Sunday. Was it Sunday, right?
I think it was Sunday.
Okay. It was this past Sunday. It was in Atlanta at the Tyler Perry Studios.
Oh, was it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And there were 90 countries represented. All the judges were women.
Oh,
yes, they were. And she shut it down really because I saved it on here because I was like, let me see what she shut this down. But because in case people don't know, if you have not seen her, she's beautiful. She had her little fade, her little high top. She was giving
her
you very
short, natural, kinky hair, which she talked about in terms of representation and not seeing that and it not being considered beautiful. And for her to be crowned Miss Universe is just a little brown girl's dream. A little brown girl's dream. And when they asked her, the last thing they asked her was, why would she be? Because they asked, of course, the top three, I believe, was her, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. I'm not sure. I just know it's her and Puerto Rico are the last two. I don't know who was the second one.
Why would she be the right choice? And she put in there, I grew up in a world where a woman who looks like me with my kind of skin and my kind of hair was never considered to be beautiful. I think it's time that stops today. I want children to look at me and see my face. I want them to see their faces reflected in mine.
That's right.
I said, you better come through.
Yes.
She did.
And that's exactly what representation is. It's being able to see someone who represents a person like you, that looks like you, that you feel like you can relate to on a platform or on a stage that makes you aspirational.
Thank you.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
And so that's why we need these images out there. And that's why it's so important. And for the first time in history, Miss America,
come on.
Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, and Miss Universe are all black women.
All four black women with their wonderful naturalness.
Yes, and all different types of black women.
And all different types of black women.
There is not one
because we're multifaceted.
Yes, we are.
I love it. Yes, that was amazing. I said, come on. Mm-hmm. And that's so crazy because that has been put over the news everywhere. They're like all four from Teen USA, and also too, Miss USA was also in the top 10 for Miss Universe pageant as well. She was in the top 10.
Yes.
Yeah, but all four are just beautiful black girl magic.
So proud.
It makes you feel good on this International Human Rights Day.
It does. It does.
Yes, it makes you feel amazing. I love it. Hi, Nakia. Nakia, say hi. So I know you with me, boo. Yeah. Say hi so we know you with us, baby. But yeah, that's what's up there. But we will talk about the other stories in our Flip and Rotate segment. But right now in the news, they have dropped the articles of impeachment today.
Yes, they did.
You saw that?
Yes,
what do you think?
Oh my gosh. I am curious to see how this plays out. I am not totally optimistic.
Okay.
Because nothing seems to stick with this man in office. And And what I've learned lately is that you can be impeached and still be in office. Like you can be impeached and not removed from office.
They want him removed.
They want him removed, but I believe Andrew Jackson was impeached and not removed from office.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I believe. Somebody can fact check me on that. But I'm just interested to see how this all plays out. If it makes a difference in the election next year. If he's removed from office prior to the election, what happens then? They're
trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and because we have a Senate that is, controlled by the GOP.
Girl.
Can anything really come of it?
Girl. But they did give 2 articles, honey. They're supposed to, I guess, decide on them today. Thursday.
Okay.
Or next week. They want to press forward for next week. But the Judiciary Committee is like, we're going to look at it on Thursday, I believe.
Right.
But there's 2 articles. One of them being abuse of power.
Abuse of power, yeah.
He was using public office for improper personal gain.
Quid pro quo.
You cannot do that. But he committed high crimes, and it's a misdemeanor. I think it's a misdemeanor and a federal
felony.
Mm-hmm.
So abuse of power, and there was another one. It was 2, right?
It was 2. It was the first article they did say was abuse of power. How he solicited and pressured Ukraine to
obstruction of Congress was the second one.
Obstruction of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
But he tried to get Ukraine. He tried to withhold like $400 million from them. Like, I need you to. You wanted them to
investigate his opponent.
Yes. And you wanted them to infiltrate the United States election.
Mm-hmm.
Like, weren't you just associated with that?
Right.
And the sad part about it is Adam Schiff got up there and spoke today. I like Adam Schiff.
Mm-hmm.
He got up there and spoke today. He was like, you know what? A lot of people are coming and saying, like his own 45's own press secretary said, or chief of staff said, get over it.
Oh.
Like, really?
And see, this is the thing that irritates me with the so-called Republican Party. This party that's supposed to be so about, patriotism.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but wait a minute. You have a man sitting in office who is involving hostile foreign countries in our democratic process. Where is your patriotism?
Where's your patriotism?
Because you should not stand for this. But it's not about that. We all know it's not about that. It's about power.
It's about power. It
doesn't matter. They don't care.
Doesn't it say protect against enemies, foreign and domestic?
That's what it says.
That's a domestic enemy?
That's what it says.
That's what it looked like, a domestic enemy. I'm like, we're not gonna say nothing about that. We're gonna let that ride.
Oh, no.
He was like, you know what? But the thing about it, Adam Schiff said, he was like, y'all keep on saying, the people who have arguments of saying why do this impeachment. So basically, what that argument amounts to is you just saying, why not just let him get away with it?
Exactly.
Why not just let him cheat again?
Right.
Why not just let him just keep getting away with this foolishness? That's what you're saying when you say that.
Yes, and because that's what they want. As long as the person in their party is in power, they don't care what he does. It does not matter what this man does. It will be excused or ignored, overlooked, so long as they can remain in power.
Right.
That's it.
Hey, well, you know what? The thing about it is that the Constitution, when it was written by whoever it was written by, obviously they put this in the Constitution because they know somebody was going to try it.
Right.
And like Adam Schiff said, they put it in there because they knew there was going to be dangers of people trying to abuse power. And their prescription was impeachment.
Right.
It's the reason why it's in there.
Yes, and that is exactly what's happening, as it should be happening.
As it should be happening. But anyway, like you said, we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully, they're really trying to do something by Christmas. But they really want, but like half of, like most of everybody, how many people from his staff that went to jail? Like 8?
Oh, I think more than that.
Everybody's just getting arrested left and right.
Yeah.
You don't think something was done wrong?
Yeah.
Why are all these people going to prison?
Indictment after indictment.
Indictment after indictment. And it's still indictments coming.
Yes. And he's going to be indicted. At some point, when he is a regular citizen again, he's going to jail.
Yeah, and they also feel like that's because the Senate, I guess, is Republican. They feel like they're going to pardon him or exonerate him.
Yeah, that's the thing. As long as the GOP is in control of the Senate, nothing is going to go all the way through to the end of the process.
But what does that say about these people in this country. Like, when did party or like your personal, like, this is the whether you are Democratic or Independent or Republic or you don't give a damn, it's still America.
It should be.
You're an enemy of America.
Right.
Even if I don't have the same views with you politically,
yeah,
you're still an enemy of this whole United States, right?
Yeah. See, I think that's one of the fundamental differences between Republicans and Democrats is Republicans are about the power, absolute power. Mm-hmm. Democrats are about ideology.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like these ideas that we stand for and represent and want our party to represent. And I feel like in a lot of cases, Republicans are like, yeah, we believe that stuff too, but first and foremost, we want the power.
We want the power.
And then we'll get to the ideology.
Yes.
So, and that's what's backwards. It shouldn't work that way.
It should not work that way. Not at all. Yes, John Eric St. James, Sacha Granger is missing. Miss Granger is missing in action tonight. We said at the beginning, he's a very faithful listener. Hi, John. He wasn't here for the very beginning, but she won't be in tonight. She'll be here next week, and make sure you tune in next week, John, because next week will be our last episode until the spring, honey. So don't miss it. But getting back. Yeah. But also too, next week is the final Democratic debate here in LA. Oh. It's going to be here in Loyola Marymount.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're going to be here next week. And the candidates, because we still have a lot of candidates, Joe.
Yeah.
But so
people
far,
are dropping out, though.
They are. Only 6 are qualified. Well, Andrew Yang just made it today. So 7.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Okay. He just made it today. Because with the requirements, they change. Yeah. They go higher and higher.
Every
to
time.
Weed out, as they should.
As they should.
But yeah, the only ones who are, I think, up there are Buttigieg. What girl?
Buttigieg.
That's not his name.
Buttigieg. Something like that.
You said what? What you say, Plus?
I said booty do.
Booty do. Some booty. Whatever. But him,
Biden.
Warren.
Sanders. Yang.
Klobuchar.
Is it Klobuchar?
Amy Klobuchar. And what's the business name?
Steyer. Oh, Steyer. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
go ahead. Those are the 7 that's going to be there so far. And they got to the 12th, Thursday.
So for myself, who've been living under a rock, I haven't been into the whole political game.
Yes, you have.
Since Obama was running for president, I just remember watching CNN every day during that time period. You know what I'm saying? From Wolf Blitzer to big dude. I forgot his name. I think he's on Fox now. John Haidt. My bad. I'm thinking TBN. What's the big dude's name?
You said John Haidt. John Haidt is the president. You watch TBN?
Come on, man.
Yes, April.
Not now, but my mom used to watch. What is dude's name? I'm pissed off right now. Oh, Lou Dobbs.
Okay.
Lou Dobbs, and then of course Anderson Cooper. But anyways, so like, I guess in y'all opinion, who is like the front runner for the Democratic position right now? Is Bernie finally gonna take that spot?
No, Joe
Biden. It's gonna be Biden.
Biden
easily. He's still. I mean, if you're talking about
and Buttigieg came out of nowhere because he wasn't that. He's like number 3 or 4.
Or who's gonna be close to at least battle with Biden? Because that's expected.
Warren and Sanders.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Buttigieg is making some headway. You said he said Dwayne Johnson not running. No, The Rock ain't running.
A mess.
But Buttigieg, I think he like 4.
Yeah, he came. He's leading in like Iowa or something. Which was weird.
Out of
Everybody
nowhere.
was like, "How did that happen?"
I know.
I don't know a lot about Buttigieg, but I was reading some things, and people say a lot of his policy is very similar to Republican policy,
really?
Which is odd, based on his platform. But I don't know a lot about him.
It is based on his platform, especially being openly gay. Republicans don't go for that foolishness.
I think it's the economic portion of it.
Oh,
feels more.
Well, that's all they know is he's gay.
Yeah.
They don't
right.
They don't hone into nothing else.
Right.
People stop. Let me tell you something. Stop making people think that people become more complex than they are. They're very simple. Mm-hmm. People can simplify
are very
things.
Simple. Yes, that's why Joe Biden is in the lead also because people are very simple. Because he is a name people know. He's an old white man, and they feel comfortable.
Grandpa Joe. They call him Grandpa Joe.
That's the end of it. That is why he's in the league.
You said what? Bernie, you said Bernie. Dino said Bernie old as fuck, and Oprah not running. No, Oprah not running.
Oprah.
You know what, Dino? I need you to you play it. You play it. But anyway, yeah. So we're gonna see how that. This the last debate.
Yeah. It needs to be.
One.
It needs to be. It's too many people.
Then we have to figure it out.
Big 2-day debates with 21 people. Good gracious. I mean.
Cory Booker ain't making it.
No.
A lot of people's not making it.
Kamala dropped out.
Yeah, Kamala was like, I'm going to go ahead and sit down and get ready for these hearings for 45.
Right.
Because he came for her last week and she came right and she gave it right. She
came
right
back
to him.
If she don't do nothing else, she gonna give it right back.
She gonna give it right back. She know how to do that very well, and I live.
Yes.
But yeah, child, that's what's going on there. So, but also, friends, make sure that you are registered to vote.
Oh yes.
Please register to vote. This is very, very important. And vote properly. Vote for what's good. You know what I'm saying? We have to just make sure we're taking all this. I mean, the Republicans have showed they ass.
Oh, the whole
with
ass.
this whole last 4 years with this foolishness that's up in office right now, they have really showed that they really, to me, in my own opinion, they don't really give a fuck about America.
No.
Or people. Or rules, or constitution, or law.
No.
You don't give a shit.
Just
because that had been anybody else. Y'all would have been like, get this fool up out of here, whether he's in our party or not.
Money, power, period.
Thank you.
Money, power.
It don't make no damn sense.
It
makes no sense. But anyway, what you was going to say, Blah?
I wanted to talk local politics.
Okay, come on, local.
You know what I mean? Since we reside in Inglewood, right? I think I overheard you say that you stay around the corner or whatnot. For those of you guys don't know, the Accelerated Radio Studios is headquartered in Inglewood, California. But anyways, I wanted to ask this question, just about, with the stadium being built, rent control and all that good stuff. And I've been seeing a lot of job opportunities for canvassers to basically kind of advocate for the Clippers stadium or whatnot.
Okay.
And the whole promise about, when they build the stadium, the jobs are going to be offered to those who reside in Inglewood first or whatnot. But my question is those job offers, are they going to be present for people who look like us? Because I feel like Inglewood is going to change. I mean, it's changing right before our eyes now.
Yes, already. Yeah, you're right. It's already changing.
So the whole promise of like, oh yeah, it's going to be beneficial for Inglewood. I don't know if it's going to be the same Inglewood in the next couple of years or whatnot. No. So those jobs that probably for those who currently reside in Inglewood that might be excited for, you might not even live in that area anymore. Yeah, because they pushing everybody out. And I just feel like, it's kind of sad. It is. That stuff should have been readily available. I mean, I guess you can't make the job available now because the stadium's not up. But it's like, how do you keep the people living in the area and not boot them out before that stadium is erected? I think it has to be the rent control. Like, part of the problem was Inglewood didn't have rent control. So Inglewood ain't got no kind of goddamn control. Yeah, oh shit. So, right. So you have rents jumping 300% and giving people 60 days notice. Yes. That is insane. But the way to keep the residents here is to eliminate that, and you have to do that by having rent control. And you have to do that by voting locally, like he just said. That's right. That's right. Local elections are actually what affect people's lives day to day the most. Yes. And those are the elections people ignore. Exactly. Those are one thing that are more important. You just wait every 4 years to vote for these big grandiose parades and shows and foolishness and bullshit. Yes. But you don't realize that there's local elections going on all the fucking time. Yes. You need to figure out, what is the name of the website that you gave us before again too? iSidewith.com. iSidewith.com. Make sure you go there because you can figure out everybody who's running, what their policies are, what they were in the past, who they sided with, so that you can make sure you're putting the right people in your local office, because that's what's supporting this bullshit. Right. And that's what's going to affect your life. These district attorneys, these state legislators, sheriffs, all these local politicians, prosecutors, those DAs. Are the people changing your lives. Yes. So get into that. You affect it immediately. Yes.
get into that.
Another dope thing about that website is, you know what I'm saying, even if you don't know what your political affiliation is, you know, regardless of the candidates, it'll explain that as well, too.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
It's super
so if you
dope.
want to be a true independent and vote on the issue, not vote on party lines, you can do that.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I love it. Dino said if I run, he'll vote for me.
Me too.
You would?
I would.
I got 2 votes.
One last political question.
Uh-huh.
So is it really, for real, is it true that Kanye and Akon are like running for president in 2024?
No.
She didn't want to answer that question. Hey, somebody confirmed it to me yesterday. Like, yo, for real, like Kanye's like, for real.
First of all, Akon is a damn hero. Akon is doing real things in Africa.
Right.
If people are paying attention.
He is.
Building cities.
Yeah.
Giving people electricity. Like, he is doing incredible work for his communities there. I don't give a damn about Kanye West.
Damn, Deshon, for real? You just gonna be silent?
I have nothing. You know what? I don't want to go to Shirley House. When people be messy and be shady, we send them to Shirley. We try to be nice and positive.
Yeah. Sip my tea then.
No, you.
You could be respectfully messy, Deshon. I think you got to.
Let me read this comment from John Eric St. James.
Okay. All right.
John Eric St. James said, it will all come together after the summer, so the Democrats will be just fine with our nominee. This is just the weeding out process. Trump is a lying, orange-faced, racist, canary-headed asshole. No way he gets reelected.
I thought we weren't being messy.
Well, you know what?
Canary-headed got me.
That I know. Let's vote, people. So important. That's right. Chuchu said, let's vote. We do have to vote. But as far as Kanye West and Akon are concerned, like Akon is doing very, very great things. Kanye West is Kanye West. I mean, we already know what he got going on. He the one who said he's running around here with make America great again and hats on and saying slavery was a choice. Let that sink in.
I've been done with him for years.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
The closest people to you that were closest to him are done with him. So what do we, with all these degrees away from him, feel about that? Like, you say you do the most irrational, craziest shit for attention, whatever the case may be. You're putting that narrative out there. Kanye West had us when he was like, George Bush don't like black people. When he said that, she was like, okay, he's still taking his pills. Off the medicine. I don't know what this is.
Hey, shout out to JB Piernis Jr. on YouTube. He says,
hi, JB.
Hi, JB.
He says, I see you, Miss Joy. Hello, ladies.
JB.
Oh, do you know JB?
Yeah.
Hi, JB.
JB, my buddy.
Hi, buddy,
I think
JB.
I'm going to see you Sunday, JB. I think.
Okay.
If you're going to be where I'm going to be.
Okay. Hey. In the place to be. 1, 2, 3. I love it. Yes, we do have a couple of other little news articles that we to talk about too, but we can go to a little piece of a song, honey, and then we'll come back and chat a little bit more about what's going on in life. We can do that?
We can do that.
Okay.
Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why. But listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye.
welcome back.
Welcome back. We are right black, honey. Make sure you're following us, People Love Other People's Problems, on YouTube, on Facebook, and Instagram. You can also catch us on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, Google Play, everywhere, child.
Everywhere
You can listen to a podcast, we are there. Go to PLOPP Life, P.L.O.P.P.Life. And make sure you're subscribing on YouTube, too, and hit the bell, because we want subscribers. Come on, friends. But anyway, that was a little bit more. Brock said that was the lead singer, Marie Fredrickson. Again, like we said earlier, she did pass away. She went and transitioned on to glory. She did succumb to cancer. So we just, again, we played a little bit of music here tonight, but we're going to play some more other music tonight a little bit later. Tonight's topic is about service and serving. You know that well.
I like to think so, yes.
You do?
Yes.
Your organization does.
Yes, they do. The ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
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 They can say incorporated.
That's right. We are a service organization.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Yes.
You know what? We didn't do this. We'll do it right now. We do this thing. We have a random vent. So, it's just something that you can talk about randomly that may have been bothering you. It could be information. It could be something positive. It could be something that just gets on your goddamn nerves. Anything at all, period. You want to do, so that's what we do. So we're going to do a random vent.
Oh!
That was random.
That was random.
That was random. All people are like, what happened?
Oh, no,
Sorry,
did it
y'all.
break?
No, child, that was already like
Oh, okay.
You have a random vent, A+?
Random vent.
Huh.
Sorry, Instagram. They like, what the flip?
Oh, I don't know if I would necessarily call this a vent.
It could be whatever.
But, more of an enlightenment.
Okay, that's a random vent.
So, me and my 420 buddies, we get to talking.
Okay.
We get to philosophizing and everything. I hope I said that right.
That's okay. It wasn't wrong.
And, we were just talking about just, the intricacies of life. The things the life that's present that can't be seen through the naked eye.
Okay.
Right? So small little examples, right? Like Wi-Fi, radio waves, how you send a text message and, like what goes on between this device and that device to where, like there's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. Anyway. So,
you say you and your 420 buddy?
I'm about to say, this sounds like a high conversation.
Yeah, me and my 420 buddy, we over philosophizing and stuff.
I love it.
And then somebody brought up 2012, right? Y'all remember 2012, supposedly the end of the world or whatever.
Okay.
Pole shifting and blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
right?
was that the Mayan calendar?
Something like that,
okay.
right? So
okay.
I don't know if you know a lot about 2012, but December 21st, 2012, supposedly the shifts were supposed to shift, or the poles, excuse me. The North Pole, South Pole is supposed to shift, right?
Okay.
Instead of it being north and south, it may be east and west or whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, make a long story short, if you notice, probably within the past 5 years, how the weather has been very bipolar. It's probably been the coldest it's been. You know what I mean? That is basically because of the pole shifting. In other words, global warming, Antarctica, the ice is melting. So a lot of the destruction that you probably thought was going to happen all in once, 2012, it's happening, but just little by little.
In other years.
And because this stuff is happening, with all the political talk, Trump, this, that, and the third, people are not talking about the environment. People are not talking about the ozone layer, this, that, and the third. So one of my boys was like, yo, when the stuff really goes down, when, America's being destroyed, think about why they're legalizing marijuana as well, too. They want everybody to be in, like, such a stuck mode that they do nothing about it, if that makes sense. It's a lot of layers.
Everybody doesn't get stuck when they smoke weed.
Fair enough, but
I know what you're saying.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's just easily accessible, like to the point where we're on. So
they want to get people that. So you're saying they want people to get
zombies,
high
basically,
and be in a zombie-like state, so they don't do nothing about nothing.
Absolutely. And I was just like, man, it just was like so real to me,
That benefits no one. The earth is being destroyed. We all going.
We all going.
Exactly.
Yeah. It benefits nobody.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, it's like inevitable, right?
Supposedly. But it benefits nobody. So who are the people?
Well, actually, there is people that benefit from the situation because they're building things. They're talking about going to Mars and this, that, and the third. Like, if anybody's going to be safe, it's going to be those who have power and who have money.
What the fuck is on Mars?
I have no idea, but they're trying to colonize that motherfucker. If they know that the Earth is supposedly supposed to be destroyed.
But that is the ever growing ego of man to feel like you can just go somewhere and say, I'm gonna just colonize Mars. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, really?
All these planets gonna shake our asses off and continue to turn.
And continue to turn.
So, I mean, we can do all we want to do. And the thing is, the Earth has been here for, 400 million years?
That's what they say.
She gonna be here. We won't.
We may, yeah.
But she gonna be here. Yeah. She'll be just fine. God bless
this Earth has swallowed up, spit out, and removed so many different people.
And she gonna shake us
right off. And she's
still
here.
Yep. I do have a minor random vent.
What's your minor random?
Because this happened today. I was in the gym. I was in the sauna, trying to sweat out. And I don't understand people who come in the sauna like it's their private sauna and want to do a foot scrub and some stretches and shit. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Sit down.
It's 5, 6, 8 people in here, and you in here with a loofah sponge spreading your dead skin cells all over the place.
Nah.
I can't stand it. I think it's so disgusting, and it just happened today.
Really?
Yes. I was like, I got
what did y'all
to go.
Say?
I got the hell out. I'm like, ain't no way. You in here?
That's pretty nasty. That's disrespectful.
Disrespectful. This ain't your house.
That's real, sister. That's real disrespectful. Well, also, I have a random event. My random event is, you know what? I need all the friends and everybody to remember, no matter what you're going through or what's going through you, God don't sleep.
God don't sleep.
God don't sleep, friends.
I like when you said going through you.
Yeah.
That's
some
a
things
nice
we go
way
through.
To put it.
Yeah, some things we go through, but some things go through us.
Go through us. But the thing is, they keep going.
They keep going. And so do we.
Yes, we do. Yes,
you should want to.
You should want to.
Yes, honey. But also too, a little bit further, more in the news, they have passed a bill about you ever get the robocalls on your phone?
Yes, all the time.
They have said there have been millions and millions of robocalls through people's phones.
I believe it.
They have finally come together to eliminate these robo-phone calls. So friends, I get sick of hearing them. It's either they call and it's not even a real number, or it's like there's a recording.
It's a robot,
and you call the number back. It says this number is not in service.
Right.
It's a robot.
The police are coming to arrest you now, unless you call us. What? That's not.
And give us ABC dollars.
Right.
And we will do so and so and so and such. And you be like, this is a robocall. But anyway, they went on to send it, honey. They went in. I think December 4th. They passed the anti-robocall bill, which is going to require phone companies to make sure that the phone calls are from real numbers.
Oh, they can do that.
Yes, they're gonna require the phone companies to make sure that these phone numbers are actual. These calls are coming from actual real numbers.
Okay.
It's also going to require the phone company to go through and to block the numbers that are not actual real numbers, and they cannot charge you for this service.
Oh, good.
They cannot charge you for the service, friends.
Good.
So make sure you all know that. They said that, there have been mostly Chinese scams.
A lot of
talked
calls
about this last week.
Chinese.
Yes, you get in Chinese.
Messages are in Chinese.
Yes, you get in Chinese. I've gotten some too. A lot of them. We talked about this last week. There's an international, what they call we had a story last week where there was a gentleman that happened to, but he was a police officer and he got down to the bottom of it. They called it voice phishing, but this was an actual person calling. Yes, the international scam, honey, is established in China. That's what they reported, child. But anyway,
voice phishing to get your voice.
No, it's not a real person. But now they're calling from a real company. They're calling from another company, and they're getting your information and they're using it to get money from you. That's what the voice phishing situation was.
I'm sure that is probably like a lot of seniors fall for something like
well,
that.
that's what we were thinking too. But we listened to the article last week, and it's been happening. They've made like $400 million. Yes, between January and October.
Oh my goodness!
Because a lot of people have been thinking of that it was happening to older people. So the younger people that were getting the calls thinking that happens to older people, not us.
Oh wow!
So it was they sound very convincing, but with these robocalls, it's not even an actual person. It's just a machine. Yeah. It's not even a real fucking person or a real fucking number or a real company.
Right.
But they're trying to. But they said they've lost $40 million here.
Oh my goodness!
In these phone calls.
And is it always your own area code? The number is
the numbers look very similar to your phone number now.
Yeah. Mine is always from a Virginia area code because that's the only Virginia number.
They always are something similar to and they even got like the area code and the first 3 digits of your phone number.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So they're like don't the people who are they don't give up. These numbers do not give up. There's like you're better off just not answering the phone.
Oh,
I don't answer numbers. I don't know no way.
I mean, at all.
I don't.
Don't even try.
But yeah, they said a lot of these were designed. The reason some of the phone numbers the calls are in Chinese because they're designed to target Chinese immigrants.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what the message is saying because I've not had it interpreted, but whatever it is scaring people into giving them money.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's horrible. People need to stop.
They need to stop with the bullshit.
Yes, go and just get a job and stop trying to steal people's money.
Yeah, it's crazy. Also, too, there was a gentleman by the name of David Deshon, who's an artist. They had an Italian, in this Italian gallery in Miami. He is an artist. He had a banana duct taped to a wall.
Yes, I saw that.
Girl, and he ate the banana. Somebody bought that for $120,000.
And he ate it.
Yes.
He walked up, pulled the banana off the wall, and ate it and said it's performance art.
It's performance art. He said the banana was not a banana, it was a concept. So he was basically eating the concept of the artist.
And is he supposed to be an artist too?
He was the artist. That was his thing.
It was his art?
I think it's a scam. But yeah.
But somebody had already paid for it.
Well,
I guess he gonna get the money back.
And he said he's not apologetic. He's not apologetic about it.
I'm sure he's not. I saw him with it. Well, I mean, I saw a video of him doing it. And like the woman came up and confronted him, and he's like,
yeah, the people were angry. They called the police.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'll see y'all after jail. And he just walked away. He was like, whatever.
He said he didn't get. He said, but he said he planned on eating the banana that morning. He planned on doing it, and he had already had his people contact his lawyers.
First of all, who in hell's kitchen paid $120,000 for a banana with some duct tape on it? What I mean, like that is the epitome of not knowing what to do with your money.
With your money.
I can't.
All these homeless people running around here, and you spend $120,000 on a banana duct taped to a wall.
Cause somebody said it's art.
Cause somebody, thank you.
You better get out of here. I'm sorry, I don't have the patience.
I always say that we determine what's valuable or invaluable. Somebody said that it was art. Somebody said it was worth that.
Yes.
But the reason I said it was a scam, I don't know. I mean, allegedly. I mean, it's my own opinion because he also did, and he has another art piece that he did for the Bellheim Palace. It was a $6 million 18-karat gold toilet.
Oh gosh.
The toilet was stolen.
The toilet was stolen. How you steal a gold toilet?
18-karat gold, $6 million toilet stolen out of a palace. The toilet was stolen. The banana was eaten.
Stolen out of a palace with guards, cameras.
Not somebody's house. A palace.
A gold toilet. Nobody.
You didn't see nobody working around with no toilet. You know how much?
Nobody.
You know how much a toilet weighs? A porcelain toilet.
Exactly.
Toilet weighs.
Not to mention a gold toilet.
18-karat gold, $6 million toilet.
Ain't nobody see nothing.
Did nobody see the shitter running out of here? The shitter just went on out the door. Nobody saw it. That's the can.
Please, y'all. Come on now.
The loo.
Come on now.
That's why I said that sounds very weird.
Yeah,
but anyway, yeah.
It's suspicious.
It's suspicious. He did say he don't know what's gonna happen in the next few days. So I guess we'll find out what's happening in the next few days.
Right.
But yeah, child, that was all that really had in the news. So, friends, please make sure again that you are going to Plop Life on all social media platforms and following. You can also give us a call here at the studio to talk to us. We'd love to hear from you and hear your little opinions and views on all these things. Call your friends. We're your friends. Our number is 310-910-9676. Make sure you hit option number 1. We're going to go to a little piece of a song, then we're going to come back and we're going to plop, 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 plop with Miss KHALILAH Joy. Yay. This is exciting. I'm excited.
Almost made you love me. Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I? You almost had me thinking you were turned around. But everybody knows almost doesn't count. Almost heard you saying you were finally free. What was always missing for you, babe? You found it in me. But you can't get to heaven, half off the ground. Everybody knows almost doesn't count. I can't keep on loving you, one foot outside the door. I hear a funny hesitation of a heart that's never really sure. Can't keep on trying if you're looking for more than all that I could give you, than what you came here for. I'm gonna find me somebody not afraid to let go. Wanna know I'll be that kind of man. You came real close, but every time you build me up, you only let me down. But everybody knows almost doesn't count. Almost doesn't count. Everybody knows. Can't keep on, baby. Can't keep on trying. Everybody knows almost doesn't count.
Hey, we are back, friends. We are back here on the Plop Life, honey. We are here. People of other people's problems. We're sitting here, and we are joined by the very wonderful and lovely KHALILAH Joy. If you want to see her, come to Facebook, come to Instagram,
Come see
come to
me.
YouTube. Call her. She's here waiting for your phone call. Hi, Sharon. She's here waiting for you. That was a little bit of branding. You know, let me tell you something. Last week, we had a never-ending Nina on here. Hi, Nina, once again. And she was talking about the people that she loves to hear singing. And I love Brandy, too.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a conversation about branding. You know how I guess she's being called the vocal Bible.
Brandy?
Uh-huh.
No.
You never heard that term?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've heard it.
What's it mean? Because she can do everything with her voice?
I don't know what that means exactly.
Oh.
They didn't give me clarity either.
Okay.
But because I didn't say she wasn't. Because I love Brandy. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Brandy sings out her mug.
Right.
I love Brandy.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Tonight I said, you know what? Next week we're gonna play all Brandy songs.
Okay.
Just because.
I'm
But this is
mad.
for you, Nina. I hope you're watching, girl. We playing all Brandy tonight.
She got some slappers.
She got some slappers, honey.
Yes.
But I guess because I was a little bit confused. You know, I'm old school. You have to give me because I'm a woman of a certain age. So when you talk about Bible and things like that, Bible to me means when something's biblical, it means way of doing something. It means manuscript to me. It means like direction and rule.
Yeah.
Manual.
Right.
And so I just didn't see how she fit into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Brandy, and I think she's an amazing vocalist. But
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, but you know, Whitney. Like, I mean, if we talking about...
Well, she did say Whitney.
Okay.
She said Whitney first. You know, she was like, her three were Whitney, Michael Jackson, and Prince. She did say that. And Whitney, of course, because Whitney is my queen. The reason I wouldn't say Whitney is a vocal Bible is because no one can attain what she does.
That's true.
That's
well, then
unattainable
who would it be?
I mean, we talked about, you know, we know how messy, how she was in the news as far as, or with the, you know, in the social media, whatever, with her views about different people's lifestyles, whatever. Kim Burrell. But Kim Burrell is a beat, and Kim Burrell teaches. That's biblical. Okay. You know, that's to me. So I guess I'm, you know, and I'm not saying that she's not that. Call yourself what you want to call yourself. But then when they had a conversation, they were like, well, they, I was like, well, who's they?
Who is they?
They said that. Who's they?
Yeah.
So that's what it was. But we would have played Brandy anyway, because we like Brandy here.
Yes, we do.
Everybody's friends. We not messy here. We love Brandy, honey.
Play Brandy all day.
Play Brandy all day, child. But you know, also too, and well, but that's what that music came from. Anyway, this is your time, girl. Sister, we're sitting here, y'all all here. Hi, Keno. But anyway, we're sitting here with the wonderful Miss KHALILAH. Miss KHALILAH, darling, tell the friends where you're from.
I was born in a very little small town called Thomasville, Georgia. It's
Thomasville, Georgia. You used to live in Atlanta.
Oh, did you? So it's about 4 hours south of that, right by Tallahassee.
By Tallahassee.
And we lived in Atlanta for a little bit, and then I grew up mainly in Hampton, Virginia. Though.
Okay.
Like from the age of 6 on, that's where I grew up.
Okay.
Yes. I did not go to Hampton, though. I went to the University of Virginia in Charlottesville.
You did?
I did. Hampton was a little too close to home.
It was? You wanted to make sure you feel like you got away.
A little bit of distance, a little bit of being grown, you know.
I want to feel like I've gotten away.
Yeah.
Like
and it was perfect because I could still drive home on a weekend if I wanted to see my mom and daddy. So it was good.
I know when I went to college, I went from here all the way to D.C., but one thing I did envy about that is that people got to go home. Like people who lived in like New York and stuff, they got to go home real quick and come back.
Yeah.
You know, I had to wait till like a major situation.
That's so far. Did you go to Howard?
I did.
Okay. Nice.
I did. To HU, you know. But anyway, tell the friends out there who KHALILAH Joy is and what she does.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's always weird to talk about yourself, huh?
It is. Well, I'm an actress and writer.
She's a thespian, darling.
Yes, I'm foraying into writing now, which is a little bit new, but I'm excited about that. But yeah, I didn't go to UVA with the intention of being an actor.
Really?
I thought I was going to be a broadcast journalist.
Really?
I have a degree in English. I was working at a news station.
A smart girl.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Of course.
I'll take that.
Smart.
I am learned.
She's learned.
But I started working at a news station. I hated it. I did not want to talk about people dying and being robbed every day. Like, it was so macabre and draining. And I started acting as a hobby.
Really?
And it just turned into my entire life.
Really?
And eventually I went to a conservatory in D.C., and then a studio theater conservatory right on 14th Street. And then I was like, if I'm going to give this a chance, I need to be where the industry is. So that's when I moved out to L.A.
How long you been here in L.A.?
I ain't saying.
Okay.
A long time. A minute.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. What was the first thing you acted in?
Ever?
Yeah, you said you started acting as a hobby. What did you do?
So in Virginia, I was one of the peddlers in a Christmas Carol. Like the Ebenezer Scrooge.
And it's Christmas time again.
So it was like the hurrah players were doing the Christmas Carol. And I was one of the like peddlers who was talking about how Scrooge had died. When he is the Christmas of the present or the future. When he's dead, whatever.
Okay.
And so he's like, hearing us talk about like Ebenezer Scrooge died last night, and like it was so ridiculous. You better come on and give me dialect, girl. It was so ridiculous, and we had like coal all over our faces. That was my first acting job.
You had lines.
Yes, a few.
Come on, lines.
Yes. I had like 4 lines.
I love it.
Yeah. It was fun though.
What is the most difficult thing? What is the most difficult thing about acting?
Oh, I mean, that's twofold because there's acting the art and acting the business.
Oh, come on.
Right? So,
it's called show
business. So I think in terms of like the art, the most difficult thing is just really being able to find that authenticity in every single character. Like every time you approach a character, you have to understand who that character is, why they're doing what they're doing, what it is they want, and how you can embody that, live that. Not mimic it, not play at it, actually be that. And so that's where the artistry comes in, and that's always a challenge, or I would say almost always, unless you have a character that's very much like who you are in life.
Right.
In terms of the acting business, for me, as of late, what is the most challenging thing is the lack of control I have over my life.
Really?
Because so much of it is out of our hands. Like, you can put your whole heart, everything you have, into your preparation, into your work, into your art. You can go in there, deliver it, leave your guts on the floor. And it cannot matter.
And it cannot matter.
You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with you or your work. It could be something as simple as, she's a little too tall to play opposite this lead. She was great, though.
And that's all they focused on.
Right.
Isn't that something?
She was great, though. And that is frustrating as hell.
It has to be very frustrating. And that's what I was saying earlier about simplifying things. Like, we can be so we're very simple. You're like, you didn't see anything. She just went up there and ripped this whole shit up. And all you can think of is...
How tall is she?
How tall is she?
I mean, and sometimes it can come down to something as simple as that. And, I feel like that's what's frustrating is all you have control over is what you do in the room in any audition process. And then there's so many other factors. Well, what else is she in? Or has she ever been a series regular before? And
this is the business portion now.
Business portion.
Okay.
Or what's her quote? Oh, well, this actress will do it for 10,000 less an episode. You know what I mean? And you have no control over that. You don't even know those conversations are happening.
Really?
And you're just waiting to find out.
Because you're trusting your representation.
Yeah.
And they're having the conversations with them.
Sometimes it's behind closed doors and you just find out what decision they made.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes they'll tell you or ask you questions.
It has to be very frustrating when you find... I mean, of course, when you are when you audition for a particular role and you get it, of course, you're like, oh, I got it. Wonderful. But it must be frustrating sometimes when you don't get something and you don't know why.
I have no idea why.
And you never just find out why.
Never.
And if you happen to find out, it may be on the slide. Or have you ever found out something like why they not, but not officially? Like through maybe a conversation, or if you just heard somebody might have been like, you know what, this would really happen, so and so and so and such. Because I would think that you wouldn't I would think for a person, especially who's serious as yourself, you don't necessarily want to know for ego. You're like, I want to know, what should I work on?
Right, of course. I have never found out on the low. Like, I've never gotten the tea, like, okay, KHALILAH, between me and you, this is what happened. But what I will tell you, and I've shared this story before about Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
Was I had auditioned for Grey's Anatomy like 4 times.
Okay.
And gotten no's and not gotten the roles. Had no idea why, but they kept bringing me in. It kept being like, oh, you were so close that time.
And they would bring you in again.
And it would bring me in again. And what I
Must
did
like
find out...
carrot dangling.
Yes, but what I did find out when I finally booked a Grey's Anatomy role...
Come on.
...was the reason that they kept bringing me back, or I'll say this, the reason I wasn't getting the roles is because they were saving me for a bigger role.
What?
How crazy is that?
Snap. Two snaps in the circle,
right,
honey.
The producers, the showrunner herself told me that. Like,
really?
They had seen all my tapes. And so when I finally got the role that I did this year, it was an offer. I didn't audition for that role. It was on Grey's Anatomy, and I played, it was that episode, Silent All These Years, about women who had been very violently raped. It was a very heavy role.
Oh, so you had to go there.
Had to go all the way there.
Oh, my Lord.
But I didn't audition for that. And what I found out when I got in and did the tape read, the producers were like, we saw all your tapes. We were just waiting for a role that was substantial enough for what we thought you could
Because
do.
you could be the Peller again with the coal on your face talking about some Ebenezer Scrooge died last night. Not with them chops.
You so stupid.
Not what they was like, no, we can't use her for that. She can't be a person in elevator number 2.
Right.
No,
But that's
not
the thing.
her.
Like, that was one of those things, though, where you find out after the fact conversations are happening that you don't know about.
You don't know about.
Yeah. So sometimes it is frustrating not knowing why you didn't get a role. But then you hear a story like that, you're like, oh my gosh.
Right.
That's
So
cool.
I guess it would seem like it would give you some sort of hope.
Yeah. It did. That definitely was a perspective shifter. How and ever you get back into things, and like very recently, and I'll share that I've been like pinned for like 3 roles very recently.
Really?
That I didn't end up getting.
Uh-huh.
And I will never know why.
And you'll never know why.
I'll never know why.
You may find out at some point.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. John Eric St. James wants to know, who inspires you and what are some of your favorite films?
Who inspires me? Well, I mean, I think there are the standard tried and true greats. There's your Meryl. There can only be one. Meryl.
Right. Come on, Meryl.
There's only one.
Miss
Tom
Street.
Hanks,
Tom Hanks,
Denzel
okay.
Washington, Viola, Regina King.
Yes.
Doing some amazing work.
Yes.
Kelvin Harrison Jr. Are you familiar with this young man?
Kelvin Harrison Jr., who's that?
He is in 2 movies right now. One is called Waves. One is with Sterling K. Brown. One is called Luce, Luce, with Naomi Watts. This young man, these 2 films are my first introductions to him. I think he's done other work as well.
Where were some of the friends know him?
Kelvin Harrison Jr. He is phenomenal.
Okay.
Like, I watched him in
Kelvin
this
Harrison Jr. friends, y'all look him up.
Yes, I watched him in this movie Luce, and he called me a bad actor to my face with his work. I was like,
oh,
I'm out here playing.
Uh-huh.
Because he's probably 22,
Okay.
maybe. Incredible actor. Jarrell Jerome in When They See Us.
Yes.
This young
yes.
man, he got next. Like,
Yes.
these people inspire me. Like, when I see work where people have committed their whole self to a role, I'm inspired.
Are you a person who, do you shun or think differently of people who just have gotten it via Instagram or reality TV? What do you think about those? What do you think about those actors?
I'm never going to shun anybody. Like, you get it how you get it. I'm never going to shun anybody.
Okay. Or what's your feelings about that?
But what I will say is my actor snob flares up a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Here's the thing though. Wherever you came from, if you get on set and you killing it, you killing it.
You killing it.
I don't care if you came out the garage. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of times that's not what happens though.
No.
You see people who have a certain number of followers on Instagram and they get a certain opportunity and you get what you get.
Because I've talked to some other friends of mine who are in the business, and like there was a show, I won't say because it's a show that's on a major network, and they were up for this particular role along with this other person who ended up getting it, and basically they gave it to the other person because
they had more followers.
They had more followers.
That is a shame. I really think that's a shame.
And you know what? The show ain't on no more.
Ooh, good. See, that was about to be ugly. I'm sorry, Lord.
Shirley?
Yes, Shirley. Go somewhere. But that's why I say you get what you get. And I do think what people are finding nowadays or lately is, one, Instagram numbers do not translate into viewership.
Say one more time.
Instagram numbers do not translate into viewership.
Because I said it all the time.
It doesn't.
I said it all the time.
Producers are getting their feelings hurt.
They're getting their feelings hurt. You got this many followers. People think, they're gonna those followers are going to turn on the television or buy this album because they're on there. That is not the fucking case.
No.
You better get that one over there that got 2 followers, but that's like you said, killing it.
Yes, that is not, and that's not how that works.
Because people are going to, whether they want to or not, whether they know who you are or not on a bigger scale, they're going to attract to that talent.
Yes,
that talent is going to get them.
That's true. And I've only had that instance one time where a producer asked me about Instagram numbers, and I was shocked. I was like, what are you asking me right now? Like, and what's funny is when she
I
did.
wouldn't say I don't even have. What's that?
Right. When she did
Instagram, what's
ask me,
that?
I was in Canada filming a TV show.
See.
And I'm like, what are you asking me right now? Like, forget my 10 plus years of training. Instagram followers? I can't. I'm not going to do that. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with building up your following. That's fine too. But what I'm saying is that's not the work I'm most interested in, is Instagram followers. The work I'm interested in doing is off Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I'm in class doing the work because I want to be a great actress. And like you said, I think the followers will come with that. Yeah. But this idea that, if you have X amount of followers, I have a built-in audience. That doesn't happen. That doesn't translate.
And I hope that they're getting that now.
I think a lot of people are, because they tried with a lot of straight to DVD movies and streaming movies, and they would cast people way. Didn't work. Yeah.
It's also something that you said when you were talking about you would keep going back and back and back to doing Grey's Anatomy. It also attests to something that I always say: nobody's looking, but everybody's watching.
Yes, and you have no idea.
And you have no idea who's watching and who's listening. I say that to segue into the particular question. Is there somebody that you want to work with that you have now? Who would you like to work with?
So many people.
Say.
I love Felicia Rashad. Miss Rashad, if you're out there. And I had the honor and blessing and privilege of working with her sister.
Really?
On Grey's Anatomy, Debbie Allen
directed.
Yes,
she's the director, right?
Yes.
I love her.
I
love her.
And she's so good at what she does. Like, people forget Miss Debbie Allen has been directing for decades. And she is good at it.
That's right.
Okay? But I would love to work with Felicia Rashad. I have admired her work for many years.
Yes, she does write, honey. John Eric said, does she write? Yes, she writes.
Yes, I do write. Who else? Prentice Penny. He's a showrunner for Insecure. I would love to work with him. He also writes features and stuff.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Who else? Name some people. Everybody.
Everybody.
There's so many people I haven't worked with that I would love to. I really do want to work with Tom Hanks too, also because I just hear he's one of the nicest people on the planet.
Yes.
And him and this beard.
And this, I know everybody's like, "Oh, Tom Hanks got a beard. He's looking like Bae. He's looking like Bae."
I am not mad.
Okay. What is so have you started writing already? Have you written something that
I have
completed?
Yes.
Really?
I finished my first feature this year. It is a Western.
Really?
Yes. Surprise, surprise.
Come on, Western.
Yeah, I've always loved Westerns, but black women do not exist in that genre.
At all.
We are completely invisible. We are completely invisible. Non-existent humans. But we existed.
Yes.
We lived.
Clearly.
Yes.
Clearly.
And so I wrote a story that's based in the early 20th century with a black woman protagonist. And it is a Western. It's a classic revenge narrative Western, yes.
Oh, I love it.
Set in 1918.
When are we going to be able to, what should we expect that?
Well, I have, the script is out now. It's like I did a staged reading. And
you did?
I did. And so, several people since then have asked, to send it here and send it there. And it's being read.
Okay.
So
they watching.
They watching. They reading. So we'll see.
Yes.
I'm hopeful.
Do you have a name for it?
Daddy Lessons. It is very loosely inspired by that song.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Maybe we can get something. What is it? It's not Rockefeller. What are they? Live Nation.
Rock Nation.
Rock Nation. Did I say Live
Hi,
Nation?
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah. Pick something up in that music department. You understand?
Yes.
I mean, at film department.
Film department.
Thank you. They got music. They got that together.
Yeah, they got all of it.
Oh my God! So now, baking Christmas.
Yay!
Baking Christmas, friends. You all don't know, Miss KHALILAH Joy. Talk about baking Christmas. She's on Baking Christmas.
Yes.
On OWN.
On OWN. So this year,
how
for
did
the
that come
first
about?
time, it was a straight offer. which is a new thing for me in my career. Like, I've always auditioned for everything. And this came from a phone call.
What?
And my agent manager were on the phone. They're like, we just got this script for you. It's a straight offer. They want you to read it and see if you're interested. And here's a fun fact about me. I love Christmas.
You do?
Love
me
too. Some Christmas. Christmas time. Yes. So, like, I've always wanted to do a Christmas movie.
Okay.
So, and I didn't know that's what it was before, I started reading. And once I did, I was like, oh, of course I'm doing this. But I finished reading it. And it was such a sweet, endearing, fun movie.
Yes.
Wholesome, cute. And I was like, of course I'm doing this.
Of course.
So this year's the first year that OWN has ever done holiday movies.
Right.
So they did 3. And they rolled out every Friday in November. And the last one was November 29th. And that was Baking Christmas.
That was Baking Christmas.
Yes. So it came out. And it'll be rerunning all through December.
Or you can catch it on demand, too, if you have your own network.
Yes.
Like I did.
Yay.
I didn't see it when it first came out. I watched everything later.
I was in Colombia when it first came out.
Really?
So I had to watch it on demand too, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Did you get to meet Oprah?
No, I didn't.
Did everybody ask you that?
No, nobody. You're the first person to ask me.
Did you meet Oprah?
I wish. I want an Oprah hug.
I know.
They look so warm and comfortable.
Don't they look fun?
Yes, I want an Oprah hug.
Yes. Oh my God. So where did you film that?
We did it here. We did it in Simi Valley. We did some in like North Hollywood.
Okay.
Santa Clarita.
Okay.
Yeah, so all around the county.
And how long did it take y'all to do it?
We shot that in 12 days.
Really?
Yes, it was fast.
They got that out.
Yes, that was one of the fastest shoots I've ever done in my life. We were working.
About her money, honey. She like, don't do it. Get it.
She's like, get it done.
You got the shot. Next.
But they have, like, the crew that we had, like, they are the Christmas movie crew.
Okay.
So they shoot a bunch of them every year, and they have it down to a science.
Science, yeah. It's good working with people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
What's next for KHALILAH Joy?
Well, next year I'm going to be showing up on this. It's a new show coming out on UMC called Stuck With You. And it was written and directed by Patricia Cuffy Jones. Shout out Patricia Cuffy Jones.
Shout out to Patricia Cuffy Jones.
And it'll be debuting in February.
Really?
Yes.
That's around the corner.
That's right around the corner, February 2020. So I'll be showing up in that.
Yes.
And after that, I don't know. We gonna see.
We gonna see about Daddy Lessons.
Yes, Daddy Lessons.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so we have this portion of the show where we interview where we do a plop seat. We're gonna put you in the plop seat. We're gonna ask you some very wonderful questions. They're just like different questions, not typical interview kind of questions.
Okay.
Just to get a little bit more insight about who KHALILAH Joy is. Okay. They don't hurt at all, I promise you.
Okay, cool.
All of our guests get these different questions, and they're all different. No one gets asked the same question except for one, and I'll tell you what that is when we get to it. Okay. Okay. First question is, what if you could make up a rule that everyone had to follow for the entire day? Which one would it be?
Cover your mouth.
Cover your mouth.
And please, like I'm just getting over a cold. I know there are germs, whatever. But like when I see people, and it happened today, just walking, coughing, sneezing.
So you want them to cover their mouth when they're walking and sneeze, or just keeping their mouth covered the whole
time?
Oh,
no. Sorry. When you cough and sneeze and stuff, cover your mouth when it needs to be covered. Okay. Like, don't be that person. Be considerate. That's all.
Okay. What is your favorite Destiny's Child song?
Ooh, Destiny's Child song.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lord.
Old or new, 4 or 3.
Okay, I'm trying to think. It's from the first album.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. I can't.
What's your most memorable? Which one is in your head right now?
One that's in my head is the no, but the slow version.
Okay.
The slow version.
Okay. If you had to give up, which one would you give up? If you had to give up brushing your hair or brushing your teeth, which one would you give up?
Brushing my hair, I'd get locks.
What song really pumps you up?
Ooh.
Do you listen to a song before you get ready to go out and act?
Sometimes.
Okay. What song gets you there?
Okay, this is going whatever, judge me. Okay, but lately, because I rediscovered, and it's hella random, Tony Yayo.
Okay.
So Seductive.
Okay.
Does anybody remember that? That beat knocked so hard. And when I rediscovered it, I was like, Yo!
A plus into you like the A plus?
No, who this is? Oh my God. That joy gets me so hyped.
Okay, that's
so
get hyped up. Okay, now this is the question everybody gets. If there was an envelope that had the exact date that you were going to die on it, would you open it?
Oh my God. No.
No?
No.
Okay.
That would fuck me up.
That would fuck you
Yeah, it would.
People have so many different kind of answers, but okay, we'll take that one.
Yeah.
If you could date any superhero, who would it be?
Any superhero?
Any superhero.
There's not enough black superheroes.
Oh, we have to be a black one?
I would prefer.
Okay.
I like black men.
Okay. Me too. Let me be black man. Black man, black man.
Who are black superheroes?
Black Panther?
Yeah, no.
T'Challa.
Who? What'd you say?
I said we ain't got many.
We ain't have many, right?
Oh, what's his name? Meteor Man.
You know what? How dare you, sir? How dare you? Turn his mic off.
We gonna say T'Challa?
I guess so.
Okay. Okay, let me see. What is your biggest deal breaker? From a friendship, relationship, what is your deal? Like, that's it, this is over with.
Lying on me.
Don't
ever lie about me. Yeah, like, especially when you call into question my character.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.
Don't lie and don't fucking steal. Don't steal.
Oh, no.
Please don't steal from me.
That's so weird to me.
Ask
I would be
me.
like...
Ask me, I promise you. I probably wouldn't like to say yes. But if I say no, it's for a reason.
Right.
I ain't got it.
I would be so shocked if somebody stole from me.
Girl.
Like, what do you mean?
If you had a time machine, would you want to go backwards to fix something, or would you want to go forward to see something?
Oh my gosh, these are amazing questions.
That's what I do, girl.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I do up in here.
I would want to go backwards to fix something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could change, what would you? If you could not use KHALILAH Joy anymore, what would you change your name to?
Oof. I love my name.
I do too.
What would I change my name to? Stokely.
Okay, come on, Stokely.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Do you prefer pens or pencils?
Pencils.
Why pencils?
Because they remind me of my childhood.
Okay.
It's very nostalgic.
Okay. You got the pop seat. Yay! See, didn't hurt, did
I
it?
made it.
She made it. KHALILAH Joy, please tell the friends all of your contact information out there. Social media, website. You ain't got to give me your phone number unless you give me 310 number over there.
Yeah, so the number is 310-910-9676, extension 1, hit the 1. But on all social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at KHALILAH Joy. Joy is with an I, J-O-I.
That's right. Spell KHALILAH for 'em, because you guys put everything for everybody.
Yes.
Because you don't want nobody to be like, I couldn't find KHALILAH.
True.
It was C-A.
Right,
No, honey.
C-A, no. So it's KHALILAH-JOI.
KHALILAH Joy, baby.
Yes.
Yes, honey. Well, you listen, friends, please make sure that you're going to KHALILAH Joy on all social media platforms. And make sure you're also going to PLOPP Life.
Yay.
Follow all of us, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that, okay, friends? We're looking for you on the green sofa with us, all right? We're going to take a little song break, and we're going to come back and do a little flip and rotate. And then we'll talk about service. We can do that? All right, we'll be right back.
Right black.
The kind of girl that you could be down for.
want to be down, please come be down with us. She hit it. That's all right. Hey, what did that mean when she was doing
I don't know what that was.
It was a little move.
She was just doing the thing.
Was that it looked like a little Douglas the West Coast? Okay. Hey friends, we back. We got here. On People Love Other People's Problems, we are here every Tuesday, 8 to 10 Pacific Standard Time. Please make sure that you're going to all social media platforms and following. Right now, we've come to the portion of our show where we flip and rotate. That right there, if you're listening to us on YouTube, you will hear a little noise. That is us flapping the thank you. She already knew what it was. We're cleaning up the pillows. So we're cleaning our sofa out because we've had so many asses on our sofa, darling. And it's okay because we love every single one of them that have sat down. But sometimes you have to flip and rotate those pillows, and we discover some things we did not know. We go through it and we try to clean some things up. So first thing that on the flip and rotate portion is Alfred Chestnut, Ransom Watkins, and Andrew Stewart. To briefly to catch you friends up to par on this particular story, these three men were imprisoned in jail for 36 years for something they later found out that they didn't fucking do. So what happened was 36 years ago, when these young men were like, two of them were 16 and one was 17, they were in middle school or high school. They had went to their old middle school to visit. They had skipped high school that day and went to class and messing around, whatever. One of the security guards had put them off of campus, like, go back to school. Shortly after that, a young man by the name of, I think his last name was Duckett. He was killed for a Georgetown basketball jacket. So one of the gentlemen, they went to one of the young men had a Georgetown basketball jacket in his bedroom. So this happened. He was killed for the coat. The police went to the house. He had a jacket in there, but the jacket had no gun residue and no blood on it. And the mother had a receipt for it. She's like, bought. These are three black boys. Right. I bought my son this coat. Well, didn't matter. So they woke up right on, I think, Thanksgiving morning or the day before Thanksgiving with guns drawn to their face, getting them out of bed and carting them off to jail. Well, the gentleman found out doing some research, I want to say it was Mr. Chestnut, Alfred Chestnut, discovered some new evidence that was kept from the defense attorneys years ago.
Failure to disclose.
Yeah. And what it was is that, first of all, the witnesses were all interrogated together as a group. They were all minors, and none of their parents were there. They were also told by the police, the authorities, to get your story together as a group. The police had received several anonymous phone calls stating the person who actually did it, said the person where they were, and said that the person was wearing the jacket and saying that he killed the boy.
Wow.
None of this was disclosed to the police. After going through the Baltimore Conviction Integrity Unit, which is something they've conceived now in order to, I guess, revisit some of these crimes and how they were prosecuted before. So they went and opened up the case, found out that all this happened, that the boys did not do it.
Obviously.
36 years later, Thanksgiving, they released.
36
years later.
An entire lifetime.
Now, one of the men who was there, who was in jail, his whole family, close relatives, mom, parents, all dead while he was in jail. They said they could have gotten out early on parole, but they never did because they never admitted guilt and felt bad about doing something they didn't do.
Yeah, they refused to admit to a crime they didn't commit.
They held their ground, which a lot of people won't do that. They'll be like, I want to go home. Okay, I feel bad. I'm sorry. Right. But they were not letting that go down like that.
36 years.
36 years later. The Friday before Thanksgiving, the prosecutor now, the state's attorney now, present day, went and said, you guys we're sorry and we're going to release you. But she's also a person working on getting some sort of compensation because Baltimore has no compensation fund. They're just like, go home.
Oh, that's where this civil suit comes into play.
Yeah, because you've been in jail 36 since you were 16. They're in their 50s.
They're in their 50s.
The fuck? What kind of rest? I mean, what can you do?
Right.
And you're expected to go live where and do what?
And get a job with no education. Like, no. They're about to pay out the butt.
They would have to.
City of Baltimore, y'all about to pay out.
They would have
the
to.
butt.
And check this out: the guy who did this, who did it, actually did the killing, is dead today.
Oh my God. So he never served justice.
No, he lived his life out.
And they knew, like they knew it. They had his name.
They knew it. Y'all, people would tell. But whoever, well, why was it okay for you all to go and say these three boys did it based off of what somebody else said, but the same somebody else telling you somebody else committed it and is going around with the evidence and you want to investigate that?
Right. I never understand. I mean, I understand the racial motivation in the prison pipeline. Like, I get that. I understand that. Mm-hmm. But why people choose X, Y, and Z person, or does it just not matter? It's just an easy, convenient match because there's a jacket in the house. I mean,
with no blood, no gun residue, and a receipt.
Right.
This was in the 80s. They just got out in 2019.
But with that information to convict those boys,
that's a common jacket.
Yeah, and to convict those boys with such little information also. Like, I'm looking at the jury crooked. I'm looking at the defense team crooked. What were y'all doing? Like, what is going on?
It's very unfortunate. What's also, too, is very unfortunate, too, is that this fool, this fat fucker, and I'm sorry, Shirley, but George fucking Zimmerman. Do you hear about this shit?
Deshon, we don't have to.
Friends.
We don't have to put Shirley
put it to the side. Put it to the side.
I can't with him.
I cannot with him either, girl. But let me tell you something. George and friends, in case you all don't know, George Zimmerman is suing the Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million.
The goddamn audacity.
He says he's the victim of malicious prosecution, abusive process, civil conspiracy to frame him for killing Trayvon Martin in 2012, and defamation.
So you did kill him. Who's framing you?
Who's framing you? Wasn't it an audio call?
Right. You admit to killing the man. What are
you admit to killing him? How's that conspiracy? How's your character defamed? Because you killed an innocent young man.
Because you killed an innocent young man.
Who had an Arizona and some Skittles and a hoodie on, who told you to leave him the fuck alone.
You followed him first.
You antagonized this man, this young boy. And then you murdered him. And then you murdered him.
See?
With no justifiable cause.
This is why I don't understand cancer. Never mind.
See. He also claims that the family attorney, Ben Crump, who is also a civil attorney, he's claiming that he fabricated witness testimony with the intent to imprison him, and that the state's attorney and the family and the prosecutors all knew about it. So I guess he figured he wants to sue the family. But he's also represented by Larry Klayman, who was the person who did the birther lawsuit against President Obama.
God's sake. Well, that makes perfect sense.
Does it make perfect sense?
That tracks.
Yeah. But his shit ain't gonna stick, though. What you say, Stormy? Stormy said, I got my whole kitchen clean listening to y'all. Lovely to listen to your guests. I'll be keeping my eyes open for daddy lessons.
Oh, yay!
Thank you, Stormy. I love it. She cleaned her whole kitchen just listening to us. Plop on with us, girl, while you clean. But yeah, child, that's what's going on with that. But that shit ain't gonna stick.
He's a horrible human.
Horrible human. Whatever that is.
Just, ugh.
Child. But you know what? Also, too, there's a lady in Australia. Her name is Veronica Hilda Theriault. Forgive me if I'm screwing her name up because I really do not mean to. But she is a person who lied on her resume. This is in Australia. Mm-hmm. She lied on her resume and she faked her references to get a government job, and now she's serving 1 year in prison for doing so. Don't lie on your resume, y'all.
Particularly with government jobs.
For government jobs.
If you applying, at the Starbucks, I feel like.
She's convicted of deception, dishonesty, and abuse of public office for her 2017 application for Chief Informational Officer. Yeah, that job paid $185,000 a year.
Ooh.
Yeah. What were you giving us the A+?
Nah, just disclose everything too, especially if it's a government job. Please disclose
you got
everything.
to on a government job.
She only worked in the job for 1 month. In that 1 month, she made $22,000. For that 1 month.
And she went to jail.
And she went to jail. She went to jail. She worked only there 1 month. She pleaded guilty to a 25-month sentence, but she wasn't eligible for parole for a year. So she had to do at least a year in order to be eligible for parole.
Does it say what she lied about?
Yeah. She posed. Well, what she did, she falsified her education and her employment information. Oh. And then when she after the interview, she got an interview. After the interview, she also posed as her former employee and gave herself a glowing review.
She did not.
Yes, she did.
So the interviewer called her.
The interviewer called her.
And she was like, well, let me tell you.
She was like, ooh, Veronica was very good at her job. She said to give herself a glowing review.
A stellar employee.
She couldn't even get nobody else to do it. But and she also hired her brother on at the job when she got there. Hired her brother on her very uncapable, unskilled brother.
So you gonna lie and then hire. Oh my goodness.
Very unqualified.
She tried it.
She did. But they said the reason why they caught her was because they noticed that her mental health started to decline.
Oh.
And doing the job. And they were like, we need to investigate a little bit more about this because she's deteriorating a little bit mentally.
Because she couldn't keep up with the work.
She couldn't keep up with the fucking work. And they got it. And so that made them suspicious. So the judge did consider her mental, her mentality at the time. But he also noted that there was an element of planning there, and you're in deceitful conduct, so you ain't too mental, boo.
Right.
You ain't too
this
mental.
was premeditated.
But she also has done this to 2 other companies in 2012 and 2014.
Oh, so she's not new to this.
No, she's not new to this.
Okay,
not
Veronica true to this.
She is.
State line,
child, but they caught that ass now.
Got her.
But anyway, friends, we're going to go to a little break and we'll take a little song break and we're going to come back and talk about service. Finally. Come on to the sofa with us, y'all. We're here, Plop, people of other people's problems. Make sure that you're going to all social media outlets and make sure that you are following, liking, and sitting on the sofa with us anytime you feel like you want to, 24/7. If you go to YouTube, you can look the videos all the time. I'll go to YouTube and watch the video.
Yeah.
I do. Why not? It's fun. Who's a siren? But anyway, friends, we're back when our topic tonight is service. We're going to actually talk about service tonight. Hey.
Let's do it.
What does service mean to you?
Service means being a beneficial presence on this planet, contributing to humanity. That's what service is.
That's what service. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, how can you talk that? Service is, you know what? Service is also, I think service is not self-serving.
Right. But okay, so here's a question, because people always ask this, about being altruistic. Like, don't you get something, even if it's just like an emotional fulfillment from being of service?
You know what? When you are a giver, you give all to all. And when you have that particular spirit and that outlook on something, it does. But some people serve or pretend to serve for a benefit, personal gain.
Oh, right. Yes.
So I guess they wouldn't necessarily get that fulfillment from it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I'm only doing this so you can do
I
that.
Right.
or I'm only doing this so that person can look at me and say, oh, she did A, B, and C.
Right.
You know, so I guess they wouldn't get that.
Doing it for the gram.
Doing it for the gram, honey, or doing it for attention. But you know what? Service also has a position. You have to be in a. I think ego sometimes keeps us from serving people. Because we think that it puts us lower than them.
Which is so weird.
Jesus washed feet.
Right.
He even washed the feet of his betrayer. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, the idea that being of service somehow diminishes you is just so odd to me, because I feel like it does the exact opposite. It fills you, and
it does.
like, and it supports your own humanity. I don't feel like it diminishes people at all.
Well, you know, that's why I say ego will keep you from there, because ego makes you feel like, I think when ego will tell you, why are you, because we think serving is something that's like submitting to something, or as if, I mean, you know, and you are submitted to something, but you're not. That doesn't mean that you're beneath the person that you're serving.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're lower than that particular person. You may have to get in a lower position to do so. You know, just like I said, we said before, shared many times, that a lot of times when we get into I work with Sacha when she's doing her business, when she's here at Granger, and when we're in the kitchen, I am not, you know, this is not me. I'm not doing this. I'm like, you know, I don't even, girl, I'm hair tied up, hair net on, washing dishes.
Right.
Cleaning floors.
Yes.
Doing whatever, fitting where it needs to be fit, where I need to be at.
Yeah.
You know, whatever part, that's serving to me.
Yeah.
And some people you can look at that if you're a person, and it comes with, okay, go get this, go get that, put that here, do that, make sure this, that right there. And it may be things that I know how to do anyway, but you have to listen to that and do that, because you're serving somebody.
You're serving somebody.
But I think that ego would get people to see, you know, you have to see the bigger picture.
Yeah. And I mean,
because there's always a bigger picture.
Oh, always. Always. And I think that, you know, it takes us out of ourselves. And I'll say, particularly for me, and I talk about this with my friends sometimes, like in this industry, this entertainment industry, we can be so narcissistic because we're always thinking about our careers and how to do this, how to get to the next level, or, you know, what's the next project, or, you know, being in class and being a better actor, like, which always turns the mirror on ourselves.
Okay.
So I think a lot of times what's really helpful for us to get out of that narcissism is to be of service to other people.
To be of also, but you know what? To even realize that even when you're doing what you do, because you know what? When you do you're serving people.
Yes.
Do you know how many people got a laugh and got a joy and got their heart warmed looking at baking Christmas?
Yeah.
Or looking at you on the shelf, or looking at you on the stage, or watching you on a television show, or listening to a person sing, or the fireman getting the cat out the tree. I know they don't do that shit no more. You know, I'm just saying,
Right,
you know,
right.
But you're just doing your job, or just living your everyday life.
Yeah.
I remember some years ago, when I was in Atlanta, just very quickly, I had left Bible study one Wednesday night, and I was going to the drugstore, and I forgot what I was even going there to even get. I think it was the makeup I didn't even really need. But I was just singing. I wasn't even singing no church song, nothing religious like that. I was sitting in my car, I was singing whatever I got out the car, sang, because that's what I do. It'd be wrong and off key, whatever. But I was just living my life, and I came out the store, and I saw the man who was in the car next to me. I saw him when I walked in. He walked in. When I checked out, he checked out. And I was, you know, so you can kind of reserve, because I'm always watching my back, whatever. And he told me, he said, you know what? When I got to my car, he got to his car too. He said, excuse me. And I said, yes. And he was like, you know what? You are the first person. Now, to keep in mind, this was like 10, 11 o'clock at nighttime. He said, you are the first person that I heard singing all day. You have restored my faith in humanity.
Oh, wow.
That has stuck with me for my entire life. I don't know what that particular thing meant. I sat in my car, he pulled off, and I was floored. And I thank God, because I'm like, the first thing in my head was, I wasn't even singing I wasn't singing some church song like coming. I was just singing whatever. Right. But the fact that I was just walking in my life, and that touched him in that particular way. Right. I don't know what was prevented. That I don't know what he was going home to do to himself or to other people, or the next day when he got to work. Because when you say somebody restored your faith in humanity, to me that sounds like a little bit like I'm ready to give up and do some drastic shit.
Right. You don't know where he was in his life that you just brought him back from.
By just singing.
Yeah.
Hella loud, hella off key, hella fucked up, but it was genuine.
Joy. Like when you're in joy, when you're in alignment, that radiates outward.
It does.
Yeah.
Love draws or drives.
Yeah.
Draws people near you or draws people away from you. And I'm glad he was drawn in.
Yeah.
But yeah, child. And you have any other thoughts on service or serving?
I think it can be done in so many ways. I think a lot of times people feel like, oh, I have to go volunteer and do this, or oh, I have to, be a part of some big community project. And it can be something simple. Like for me, I find that a lot of times I get people reaching out to me who are new in town, who are actors, who don't really know which way to go, and like, hey, can I just, send you an email, can I pick your brain? And I'm like, sure, because when I got here, I didn't have that.
You didn't have that.
I didn't have any touch points. I was out here flying blind. So that is a way I can be of service. That's a reach back. Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for plopping,
KHALILAH
Joy. I love it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so friends, make sure you all are going to find KHALILAH Joy on all social media, off KHALILAH Joy, right?
Yep.
All social media platforms. We are so thankful. Next week will be our last show until the spring, and IK Zach will be here, and our next week's episode will be the Light.
Be the light.
Be the light. Plop out. Bye, friends.
You're the one. If you put it down right,